dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. Road crews in Letcher County have been hard at work today, taking care of the wintry weather the region took on last night. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins spoke to officials on how that day went.
Late night weather leaving roads in rough shape. Crews working as best they can.
We've not had any issues so far, just the roads are really slick and snow and ice covered.
County workers starting with difficult terrain first.
We concentrate on the troubled roads first, the ones with a steep grade, and try to get those as safe as possible, and then we work our way onto the flat roads.
Worried for his crews, hoping the snow dies down.
They worked straight through on the weekends, and it's been tough on them. But we're still out there doing the best we can.
The hardest task, getting the back roads cleared.
In the mountainous roads, it's kind of tough to get up to them, to get them scraped. We go up as far as we can and try to get the best we can.
Asking everyone to stay safe when traveling.
The side roads, the county roads, secondary, the main road 15 and 119 is pretty much clear, but once you get off those roads, it's still slick out there.
Night and day, keeping roads cleared away. In Letcher County, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
The extreme cold was making it difficult for the salt and brine to do its job today. A few inches of snow overnight turned into ice this morning. Rob Allen, Streets and Roads Director in Lexington, said sections of his roads were solid sheets of ice. He says the roads were pre-treated with brine, but drivers in the area said it didn't help much. Allen says it's best to just slow down, especially on the side roads. The icy roads aren't the only danger when snow starts to fall. Dr. Jeffrey Fox in Lexington says shoveling snow can be dangerous, especially for people at risk. If you're over 45, overweight, and have a history of heart disease, Dr. Fox says you're at risk. He says the cold weather constricts your blood vessels, making your blood pressure go up. Dr. Fox says to pace yourself when you're working in the cold and to call 911 if you experience chest pain and shortness of breath. A food box giveaway was held today by a church in Whitesburg. Hosted from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Forgiven Ministries gave away 42 boxes to families in Letcher County. Pastor Aaron Prophet says it's all about spreading the word of God. He says it's important to help low-income families in the area.
We see a lot of the elderly crowd that comes in, and it's important for them. They need the extra help. And it's also important to us as a church just to be able to help people and get the word of God out. That's our main focus, our main goal.
Prophet says any amount not donated is stored away for emergency situations. The next giveaway will be February 26th at 10 a.m. It's no secret that many great singers, artists, and writers come from these mountains, and one local author's book is adding to that storied tradition. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke to Hazard's Nancy Allen on her journey to becoming a successful children's author.
Saturday marked a special day for Hazard native Nancy Allen as friends and loved ones gathered at the Red-Spotted Newt to celebrate the release of Allen's latest children's book.
This is, of course, Bugs on the Job is a book about insects and the jobs that they do.
But Bugs on the Job is not Allen's first, second, or even third book to be published.
This is my 51st book.
Nancy's love of writing began when she was a librarian at Hazard Independent Schools. While reading other people's stories to students, she was inspired to write her own.
I read books to children all day long, and I decided that in addition to reading them, I'd like to write them, so I read to them during the day and wrote for them at night.
Her first book was published in 2000, and in 2004, after spending 29 years as an educator, Nancy retired from the school system and became an author full-time.
It was certainly a learning ground without me realizing it, a perfect learning ground.
After years of writing and 51 books later, Allen says she has more book ideas up her sleeve, including a book set to be released this fall titled Dear Vampire.
But the excitement of that new book and what possible route I might take with it is one of the incentives that keeps me writing, because I just love that initial process of writing.
helping to shape the minds of children yesterday, today, and tomorrow through her writing. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT, Mountain News.
Nancy Allen's books can be found at the Red Spotted Newt, Walmart, Amazon, and anywhere else books are sold. Funeral arrangements have been made for late London police officer Travis Hurley. Hurley was a retired lieutenant and former canine handler. Visitation will begin at 6 p.m. on Sunday at First Baptist Church, East Bernstadt. Funeral services will be held at 1 p.m. at the church, and burial will follow at Mount Zion Cemetery in East Bernstadt. A KSP trooper with Post 9 in Pikeville received the Life-Saving Award during the 2021 Sworn Awards, an annual awards show put on by the KSP. Trooper Colbert Maynard had responded to a medical emergency in Pikeville. Maynard discovered a woman was choking in her recliner. The trooper was able to remove the obstruction and save the woman's life. He then brought her an electric fan and waited by her side until EMS arrived. The Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team finally have the keys to a shiny new toy. The team won the new Land Rover Defender and are spending the weekend training in Asheville with Land Rover. Chief John May says the Red River Gorge sees visitors year-round now, and just last week the team rescued a 25-year-old woman. The team has been using an old box truck to maneuver the trails. He hopes the new luxury off-roader will help them save lives and get over terrain they couldn't in the past. Coming up at 11, was your power bill more expensive last month? It wasn't just the colder temperatures. Look into the increase after weather.